All right, student. This is lecture number 2 of Theory of Demand chapter. So, in this chapter, in lecture 1, but just to recall, we have started the chapter, first of all, Theory of Demand. And this slide we have completed. The definition of demand is here. Then we have studied what are the factors that affect individual demand. And also we have studied the factors that affect market demand. Now, moving ahead, we are going to study the demand function today. To understand the demand function, the things that we need to remember, actually the factors that we have already studied are the factors like this. This price of the commodity is actually considered as PX, right? Price of commodity X. PR, price of related good. Income of the consumer, we represent it with Y. Y basically refers to yield. Yield matlab YIELD. Yield means income somewhere. Taste and preference. Of course, you can write it as T. Expected future price. F. So these are actually the name of the element or the determinants which basically affect the demand of a commodity. That's already we have studied. But now in demand function, we need to understand about the demand function basically represent dx means demand of commodity x is equals to function of p. आपने पढ़ा ना अभी पीछे p x means it is written already on the slide if you can see px pr y t f. So when these factors function like price of the commodity change, price of related good that is the price of substitute or complementary good change, income of the consumer change, taste and preference change, future expectation change. So when these factor changes, just because of this, the demand of a commodity affected. So demand function is a function of these factors. Means it show a functional relationship, a relationship between quantity demanded of a commodity and a factor affecting it. In simple words, it simply wants to tell us when these factor changes, demand changes. So demand का change होना is totally related with the change in the factors. And how this relate, it is called demand function. The five factor that we have studied, remember, the five factor that we have studied, which affect only the demand of an individual person. These five factors जो कि खाली इंडिविजुअल डिमांड को अफेक्ट कर रहे हैं these are representing the individual demand function. तो individual demand function basically refers to all these factors which affect individual demand only. Which affect individual demand only. So individual demand function is a relationship between demand of a commodity कि किसी commodity की demand जो affect होती है, effect of demand of a commodity due to change in these factors or the factor affecting individual demand. You can see the definition here. Like this, if we are talking about market demand, dear students, so market demand once again refers to all the factors because individual already we have studied individual demand is a part of market demand. So all the factors which affect individual demand also affect market demand. So all the 8 factors, 5 this, 3 this, all the 8 factors basically affect market demand. So you can see that in market demand, I have written about all the 8 factors, not one or two. So all the factors which are affecting market demand and refers to market demand function. For more clarification, let's take an example and try to understand the meaning of individual demand and market demand. Okay. I am making a table for you all. Let's make a table. to understand the meaning of individual demand and market demand. First of all, we are showing price, then we are showing firm A's demand, firm B's demand, and then marketing. So we are showing price first of all. Suppose the price of a product rise from rupees 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there is only one firm in the market which is doing demand of the product. Suppose to understand it in more clarification, uh, it is a furniture market, but there is only one firm A which is purchasing the wood from from a wholesaler. Wholesaler contacted this firm and asked him to buy the wood at price rupees 1. The firm purchased, suppose 4 kg, 4 kg, okay? या 40 kg कर दीजिए चल. And then as a second time, once again the wholesaler just go to the market and ask him to buy the wood again at, but this time the price increases. He asked कि price बढ़ चुका है, 2 हो चुका है. So firm purchase only 30 units because the price rises. Third time, when the price further rise and reaches to rupees 3, demand falls to 20. Further the price rise and reaches to rupees 4, then demand falls to rupees 10. These are various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices, but done by an individual firm only. Done by an individual firm only. When individual firm is doing various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices, this is called individual demand. So individual demand क्या है? It refers to the demand done by an individual firm in a given period of time at various level of prices. अलग अलग prices पे एक individual firm एक particular time period में जो भी goods की demand करती है उसको हम बोलते हैं individual demand. Okay, now let's talk about firm B's demand. आप suppose करिए in the same furniture market now two firms are purchasing wood from the wholesaler, and this time firm B purchased suppose 50 units at rupees 1, then 40 at rupees 2, then 30 at rupees 3, and then 20 at rupees 4. But once again, if I'll focus on the various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices done by an individual firm, that is B, it is once again considered as individual demand. Firm A की demand अपनी जगह individual है, B की demand अपनी जगह individual है. But now suppose in the entire market only two firms are doing demand, not else. खाली दो ही firm है जो demand कर रही हैं wood का. तो दोनों फर्म की डिमांड का टोटल विल बी कंसीडर्ड एज मार्केट डिमांड स्टूडेंट्स. यही दो फर्म की डिमांड का टोटल क्या माना जाएगा बच्चों? मार्केट डिमांड माना जाएगा. मार्केट डिमांड. चेंज द कलर. ओके, मार्केट डिमांड, MKT आई एम राइटिंग इट, मार्केट डिमांड. तो मार्केट डिमांड इज द सम ऑफ फर्म ए डिमांड प्लस फर्म बी डिमांड. Okay, now at rupees 1, the total market demand is 90. From at 2, the total market demand is 70, 30 plus 40, right? SE 40 plus 50. Then 20 plus 30 is 50 demand at rupees 3. And at 10 plus 20, 30 is the market demand. So market demand basically refers to the sum of demand, the sum of demand done by all the firms. अब यहाँ we are taking example of two firms, but in real life it can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 firms. So market demand basically refers to sum of all the firms, sum of demand done by all the firms situated in the market in a given period of time at various level of prices. तो यहाँ पर समझना क्या है? कि अगर एक फर्म अलग अलग प्राइसेस पे अलग अलग क्वांटिटी की डिमांड कर रही है, दिस इज इंडिविजुअल। और मार्केट में जितनी भी फर्म है, उन्हीं प्राइस सेम प्राइसेस पर जितनी जितनी क्वांटिटी की डिमांड कर रही है, उनका सम इज मार्केट डिमांड। इंडिविजुअल डिमांड शेड्यूल क्या होता है बच्चों? इंडिविजुअल डिमांड शेड्यूल रेफर्स टू एन स्केड्यूल। स्केड्यूल मतलब अ टेबल विच इज शोइंग वेरियस लेवल ऑफ क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड। देखिए डेफिनेशन सेम है, बस इसकी क्या आगे वर्ड क्या लग जाएगा, शेड्यूल। अ शेड्यूल या schedule which is showing various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices, once again done by an individual firm in a given period of time। एक गिवन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम में, जैसे कि 1 ईयर का एक पर्टिकुलर पीरियड ले लिया, उस पीरियड में एक सिंगल फर्म, इंडिविजुअल फर्म अलग अलग प्राइसेस पे जो अलग अलग क्वांटिटी डिमांड कर रही है, उसे जिस टेबल से आप दिखा रहे हैं, दिस इज कॉल्ड इंडिविजुअल डिमांड स्केड्यूल। एंड ऐसे ही इफ यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग द मार्केट डिमांड, है ना, मार्केट क्वांटिटी डिमांड एट वेरियस लेवल ऑफ प्राइसेस डन बाय द एंटायर मार्केट और डन बाय ऑल द फर्म सिचुएटेड इन द मार्केट। जितनी भी फर्म्स है, मान लीजिए 3 4 5 फर्म्स है, तो 5 फर्म्स की डिमांड का टोटल जब आप एक टेबल के थ्रू दिखाते हैं, कैसे कि मार्केट में अलग अलग क्वांटिटी डिमांड हो रही है अलग अलग प्राइसेस पे, डन बाय एन मार्क ऑल द फर्म्स, डन बाय ऑल द फर्म मतलब जितनी भी फर्म्स है सबके थ्रू किया गया डिमांड का टोटल, सबके थ्रू किया गया डिमांड का टोटल is called market demand schedule। And a schedule which is showing various level of quantity demanded at which is the sum of all the firms situated in the market at various level of prices, once again in a given period of time, is called market demand schedule। And when you are going to show it with the help of a curve, it will become market demand curve. For you especially, I am making this curve. On x-axis, we are showing quantity demanded, and on y-axis, I am showing the price of the commodity. A quantity demanded, we are taking from up to you can see that 90, right? So we can take it till 90, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and yes, 90. Okay, and the price start from 1 up to 4. So we can take it till 4. 1, 2, 3, 4। अच्छा ओके, वन प्राइस पर डिमांड कितनी है, 90। तो वन प्राइस पर 90, प्राइस टू पर कितनी है, 70। तो प्राइस टू पर दिस इज 70। सिमिलरली प्राइस थ्री पर द मार्केट डिमांड इज 50। तो प्राइस थ्री पर वी आर drawing a point 50, and then we are taking a point at 4 price, that is 30, 430। After joining these points, the curve B2 that you are getting is called market demand curve। It can be a straight line. Market depend upon the data, but considered as curve. Market demand curve. Right now, we can make the individual demand curve as well. On one, individual demand is 40. At price one, individual demand is 40. At price two, 30. At price 3, it is 20. At price 4, it is 10. This is D demand curve. D demand curve is showing firm A's demand, yani individual demand curve, because it is showing only one firm's demand. It is called individual demand curve. तो individual demand curve ऐसे ही आप B का भी बना सकते हैं, 1/50, देन आपका 40, देन 30, एंड देन 10, 20. So this will be D1 for firm B's demand curve. The individual demand curve of firm A is individual demand curve. B is again individual demand curve. But the market demand curve is the sum of A plus B. Okay. Now, what is the definition of individual demand curve? Again, the definition is absolutely same. What the definition we have studied of individual demand schedule. In individual demand schedule, once again मैं definition याद दिला रहा हूँ. A schedule or a schedule or table, कुछ भी कह सकते हैं आप. A table which is showing once again various level of quantity demanded at various. I think I should change the color. काफी black हो गया. It is showing various level of quantity demanded at various level of price done by an individual firm in a given period of time. While individual demand curve refers to, once again, various level of quantity demanded at various level of prices done by an individual firm in a given period of time. स्टूडेंट्स मींस ओनली वहां पर शेड्यूल लग जाएगा, अ शेड्यूल, इधर कर्व लग जाएगा, अ कर्व. डेफिनेशन इज एब्सोल्युटली सेम लाइक दिस इन मार्केट डिमांड. नाउ आई विल शो यू द डेफिनेशंस ऑफ दिस. फॉर दिस पर्पस आई हैव टू गो अहेड. ओके, I am not removing the table and diagram actually because I want to show it. This is the demand schedule, means a table which is showing once again various quantity demanded. It is clearly written here. Various quantity demanded of a good being demanded at various level of price during a given period of time. And if we are talking about individual demand schedule, तो a schedule showing different level of quantity demanded at different level of price. यही बोला मैंने आपको. It is showing various level of quantity demanded. ये आप देख सकते हैं, ये सारा quantity demanded है. It is showing various level of quantity demanded at various level of price. Yes, done by an individual firm in a given period of time. Now, if we want to show market demand, so once again it is the sum. It is देखिए a schedule showing different level of quantity demanded at different level of price done by all the firms. मतलब ये भी क्या दिखा रहा है, अलग अलग क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड को अलग अलग प्राइस पे, लेकिन कौन कर रहा है, ऑल द फर्म, फर्म ए फर्म बी दोनों मिलाकर. ओके, इन अ गिवन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, a given period of time. So this is market demand schedule. Now if you are talking about curve, तो देखिए individual demand curve ये बनाकर दिखाया मैंने आपको. D demand curve जो है once again shows different level of quantity demanded at various level of price done by an individual firm. आप रीड कर सकते हैं, ये 4 पॉइंट्स में मैंने डेफिनेशन बनाई हुई है. पढ़ लीजिए प्लीज, सेम है. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव टुवर्ड्स द मार्केट डिमांड. तो देखिए दिस ग्राफ दैट यू कैन सी, मैं इसको थोड़ा ब्रॉड कर देता हूँ. ये देखिए, you can see the diagram is absolutely same, but already I have prepared for you. Okay, chaliye, I hope now in this video you have understood how can we make individual demand curve and how can we make the market demand curve, how can we make individual demand schedule, how can we make market demand schedule. I hope this entire concept has been clear to you all. Okay, students. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about the law of demand, theory of demand, which is the name of the chapter actually.